Hate the Homies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time, man. Y'all understand? This is I Hate the Homies podcast, episode number 30. Rock Teasies, who I be.
It's your boy Griff, man. And when I think about 30, Ken Griffey Jr. wore that. Steph Curry, Nolan Ryan, Terrell Davis.
Ken Griffey Jr. wore 24. His dad wore 30.
I'm looking at a picture with Ken Griffey Jr. playing for the Reds with number 30 on.
He was 30 on the Reds, but he started off 24.
You are making things up. I'm Griff, and I hate the homies.
When he's with the Seattle Mariners. Go ahead.
And I'm Super Dave, and when I think of 30, I think how many men have your mama married?
No.
And she reached 30 yet? I'm just asking.
She has.
But guess what? we don't care.
I used to care about that last statement, dog. I'm not going to downplay that, dog.
All right, let's get into it, man. Congratulations. Our girl has made it home. Brittney Griner from Russia. We're going to talk about that, give you our thoughts and opinions. Adele, singer Adele, is pretty much begging her boyfriend, Rich Paul,
thirsty as all get out, dog.
for marriage.
Dog.
So we're going to talk about that. We got to get into it. Caleb Williams, quarterback at USC, wins the Heisman Trophy.
Yes.
We're going to discuss that and the transfer portal. And then, what else? NFL talk. My Detroit Lions, baby, let's go.
Detroit Lions look special right now, man. It just gets you all believable of what dude was saying in Hard Knocks.
Come on, dog.
Yeah.
So that's just a couple of things we're going to talk about, and we're going to get into it, man. Ray Douglas, let's go.
I hate the homies.
And before we get started, man, we got to shout out to our amazing partner, McDonald's, man.
That's right.
Double quarter pounder with cheese is really like, for real, that burger. So we're going to break that down with the McDonald's quarter pounder with cheese breakdown coming up later on in the episode. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into Brittney Griner. So if you guys have been up under a rock, she is home from Russia, and she picked up a basketball for the first time like yesterday.
I saw that.
Just had a little light workout. She's still in San Antonio. She did a couple dunks, dribbled around a little bit, couple shots. And if you haven't noticed, she chopped her hair off. All of her hair is pretty much gone because it was freezing when she was at the penal colony, because all of her dreadlocks would freeze up because the Russian cold weather was just freezing her hair up. So she just said, you know what?
Ain't no competitions when you in jail in Russia, dog.
Yeah. So they just go ahead and cut that thing
off. So now
she's
looking like Nick Cannon.
Send all your information.
That was Griff.
That's Griff.
If you don't know his name,
No, I'm saying she got a nice little face. She rocking a nice little face.
I don't think you were going there, but I'll just leave it alone. I'm stepping back.
No, she don't look like Nick Cannon. She look like dude.
Don't do it.
She got a hairstyle like my man with We Want All the Smoke.
Who's
the light skinned one?
What?
Look, that's how she look. What's the light skin name? It's two dudes. We Want All the Smoke. Steven Jackson and
you talking about Steven Jackson and the two basketball players, former basketball players. I can't.
And the light skin dude.
The light skin dude. Yeah, she kind of looked like the light skin dude.
Oh man, that's gonna make me crazy. We will not move on.
Hey dog. Griff said all of this.
I don't know why he's doing this. We know we don't want to touch that.
We love
Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes.
She got the Matt Barnes hairstyle right now.
Barnes.
I ain't saying she looked like him. She got the Matt Barnes hairstyle.
Yeah, but remember you learned, we've seen what Dion had to go through just last week when he went from Jackson State to Colorado. They're calling him a sellout. They're going to do the same thing to you.
To who?
To you. You dogging her out.
For saying Dennis Rodman's twin just got
hear all
released?
that. You know how we think. we don't hear all that.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is Griff that is making all these points and statements about our sister, Brittney Griner. Welcome home. We're glad you made it back.
I just want to thank everybody.
And do you
for
understand what
home.
The ticket sales?
Feels so good to be home right now, and just ready to
he's a comedian.
get some
So he can
parts
get away with
in
it.
my
I'm out
hair,
of it.
and who knows, and slam some basketballs and hug on my wife. That's all I want to do is just love on my wife and maybe let my locks grow back. Who knows?
It feels so tense in here right now.
It feels good to be home. Though.
Stop it, dog.
Feels so good to be
Griff,
home.
stop, man. Stop it, man.
Hold on, Griff. I don't mean to join you on this, but
You do.
Rock,
You
you
wanna
being a peanut gallery,
what's the
man. Don't do
conversation
this.
like between her and Dennis
Don't
Rodman
do
again?
that, man. Come on.
Dennis Rodman say,
I'm about to go to Russia. and free Brittney Griner. She say, I don't believe Dennis is gonna come over here and do nothing. And he say, I told you I'm about to come save you. And she say, you can't save nobody. You got your own problems, Dennis. And he say, you got bigger problems than me. And then she said, I just lost my locks. Dennis, what you gonna do about my locks? He said, I got tattoos in my face. I don't know what you talk about.
Stop it.
I'm not laughing. I'm not falling for it. I'm gonna be the one person that go, see, look at him. He's being responsible.
Oh, man.
Super Dave was being responsible. But look at the two fools right here. I'm not getting involved with that.
All right, so okay. All seriousness, man, we love Brittney Griner. We love Dennis Rodman as well, man. He's one of the bad boys.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I didn't love Brittney Griner before she went to jail. I haven't watched a WNBA game since the Dream, since I went to some free Dream games in Atlanta. I don't even know who she played for. I know because I reported Phoenix. I ain't watched that lady for reals.
Shame on
I would just
you.
like you to say, no, not shame on them.
Shame on you.
I'm right there with them.
Do you watch WNBA?
No, I don't watch WNBA.
You know what
Shame
WNBA
on both of
games
y'all.
is, and they all about to be mad at me. A gang of layups. A gang of layups.
Okay, now Brittney dunks.
No, I know, and she the only one. So there go all her highlights.
There's a couple of them. But
There's a couple of them.
Let me back up, man, because I watch WNBA games.
I mean, you got daughters that play, and I mean, so understood. I didn't play professional. I didn't play any basketball growing up.
Right.
Like I didn't play at all. I only played football. None of my kids, only one played basketball, so I wasn't like that basketball dad. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying we all love Brittney Griner. We don't all love Brittney Griner. We know who she is, but love is strong.
Well, I love Brittney Griner, and I love. Listen, you're right. I have two daughters that been playing basketball since they were 5, so I've been around that whole women's basketball situation for a long time. And I'm just gonna say this, man. You know, the WNBA ought to be ashamed of themselves. Now y'all gonna be mad at me. Let me get on my soapbox real fast, because I love the WNBA. I love women's basketball. I love women's sports, period.
I do,
and
too.
I support it 1,000%. But the WNBA and the NBA ought to be ashamed of themselves, because there's no reason why Brittney Griner or any other WNBA player should have to go to Russia or any other country to play to earn more money.
To make the same million that you should have gave her in Phoenix while they was winning championships, and she the face of the team.
Come on, let me tell you something, man. WNBA players in a couple of weeks or a month can make more than they make their entire contract in the WNBA for a season.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful, and for them not to find ways. Now, it's getting better. I will say they are slowly getting better.
Players that make the money, but that don't make why Brittney Griner ain't one of them. I don't understand.
Come on, man.
And I'm sure Brittney gonna hear this and say, "Thank you for backing me up, Rock."
No, for real, man. There's no reason. The NBA makes so much money.
They can throw some money to the WNBA and stop acting like that. First of all, if this is not a big slap in the face to sports owners, number one, they wasn't caring that the girls was going. First of all, we sending our females to a whole nother country, and Brittney Griner was a star over there though. 4 seasons, they won a championship. Like, she's a big deal. But you sending our females to a whole nother country to play where in any other country they want to be in the WNBA.
Right?
Why do I gotta go play for the Russian whoever's? How about the Russian losing to Croatia and them? Like, why do I have to put myself in a situation where I can get locked up forever?
Come on, man.
So yes, I welcome her back home. She's in San Antonio, and just because they have to make sure the Russians didn't do anything else, she's at an Air Force base where my kids all went.
Stop it with all this about the NBA should be doing something. The WNBA should be doing something.
The male chauvinist of the squad.
No, because the bottom line is
shouldn't get no money.
The females should get money. But how do you make money? By people coming to the stadium, by people coming to the arenas and actually going to a game. Rock T does it. Rock T goes to a game. We just admit it. We don't go to games.
Yeah.
You build up that revenue by what you bring in.
Don't the Dallas have a girl team?
Dallas Wings.
But they're not bringing money in like the NBA. And I don't think NBA players, you can sit up and talk about all day how much money they're getting. Steph, Go down the list. LeBron James. But at the end of the day,
Well,
I'm
don't
not
even
trying to
start
give
with
you.
their contract.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to give you my money. You build something on the other side, and I think that's what they're trying to do.
So that's a good point that you made. And since they finally started doing that, since the NBA has finally started helping promote the WNBA, and the NBA players are promoting the WNBA, look what's happening. Attendance is going up.
Yeah.
The money is going up, advertisers are going up, sponsorships are going up, endorsements are going up. So all that is happening, Super Day. That's my point.
What Kobe was about to do.
Kobe,
with the
exactly.
WNBA.
But I think they need to change the game.
What
Some
you mean?
way. I mean, let's be real. And I'm not talking about what we see in college basketball. I'm talking about in the WNBA.
Change it to what?
Change it to what you just said. How many dunks do you see in the WNBA?
Don't say lower to
game?
go.
I didn't say lower to go. I'm saying you find creative ways. No.
Because you done told your daughter on all these man goals, these regular goals, right, man?
And that's good. That's fine. But find creative ways to draw. Just like baseball is so freaking slow.
Right.
We don't go to baseball games like they want us to because it's a slow game. But
look at what Ice Cube did. Ice Cube put a 5 point and
exactly.
You don't have to make it silly. I don't think no female basketball player wants to be
as a man to go watch a woman play basketball.
Here's what draws the interest.
Right?
Here's what draws the interest. And I teach my girls this all the time. And some people can confuse this with arrogance and cockiness, but it's all confidence and swag. If you bring swag to the women's game, and there are some players that got some swag.
I like my girl from Vegas, the one who won, the center who went to South Carolina.
Oh,
I'm a fan.
like her. Yes.
Asia. Yeah.
But there's some players with some swag out there, the behind the back passes and all that kind of stuff, man. A couple that dunk or whatever. But when they see the girls and the women with the swag, that's what fills the seats. That's what people want. You got to put on the show. You gotta play, but you gotta put on a show.
And you have to put on a show.
Put on a show.
But you're saying it's embarrassing when you look at the NBA not putting money back into the WNBA. At the end of the day, it's all about revenue.
But what he just said? It got to be a show.
Yeah.
Russia said, "Oh, we're gonna break the show. We're gonna bring in Brittney Griner from America.
Come on,
so
man.
Now they got the show.
Let's go.
Exactly.
And you got players that can, and the coaches have to let the players put on the show, because sometimes you got some old school type players that don't believe in all the flashy playing X and O. You gotta have.
Then you got 1,000 layups.
That's
what I was saying.
And so okay.
Now you're not gonna listen. It's women's basketball. You're not gonna have a bunch of women dunking. You're just not. It's not going to happen.
No, exactly.
But there are a handful in the WNBA that can dunk, and when they get in open court, they dunk. And that is exciting for the women's game. And they take those clips and they put them on social media to promote the women's game. So they're starting to do what they're supposed to do. And
but
now
it's taking too long. We done went from Cheryl Swoops to them. They should have fixed this.
Was a dog.
That's what I was watching.
That was fun.
That was fun.
That
was a
team
different
winning the WNBA championship 4 championships in a row. Houston was cracking, and they had everybody behind them. But why did that? I would have thought that it would have shot up from there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of going down, then leveling out at Lisa Leslie, and then
they wasn't getting the support. They wasn't getting the support.
That's all I said. That's it.
But now that they're starting to get
everybody, don't just put it on the NBA and WNBA. It comes from us too as fans.
Absolutely.
Because we go support the NFL, we go support the NBA. That's why all that money comes in. That's why you can pay your players a certain amount of money.
WNBA
if we don't support it, it don't matter.
Bring I Hate the Homies to your game.
Come on with
come.
it. Let's
How
go.
about that?
We're going to challenge everybody. So let's move on to, so on that note, it's time for the McDonald's Breakdown of the Week. Yes, indeedy, man. So I Hate the Homies podcast. Y'all already know, man. Rock T, Griff, Super Dave. It's this quarter pounder with cheese, this double quarter pounder with cheese is almost speechless. Like, y'all hear us talk about this every single week. And each week, it's like we're doing it all over again, like we've never had, we act like we ain't never had this burger.
We want it again. That's it.
We never, because it's that freaking amazing. Like every double quarter pounder with cheeseburger that I get, it's like the first time every single time.
The real burger experts know when they try to pull up to the McDonald's drive-thru window, they know exactly what they want. Just like me.
Come on, dog.
I'm getting a double quarter pounder with cheese.
Come on.
That's what I'm looking for.
Let me tell you something. Just hearing Rock set up and talk about this, I start thinking about the extra cheese that be on the paper. Bro. You know, on the wrapping, it'd be like a little triangle.
Yes.
A little triangle,
Kind of peel it off right there.
Man.
Come on, dog.
You hit that first, then hit the whole burger. It's crazy.
I don't even think McDonald's realized what they did when they took the ketchup and the sauces and the mustard and all the sauces they have on this burger.
Right.
And they created their own old school version sauce. I don't even realize how delicious the combination is, man. So get a drip that's as fire as your drip, man, when you order a double quarter pounder with cheese at McDonald's, man. It is, I promise you, if you haven't done it yet, something the matter with you. All right, so singer Adele, who has one of the most amazing voices of all time.
Her voice ain't even fair, dog.
Come on, dog. Adele,
you cannot downplay that voice, dog.
I don't care, man. Adele is a beast. So
she has one of my favorite songs too, man. I'm not gonna lie
Hello?
to you. No.
Which one?
Skyfall.
Oh, Skyfall.
I'm a big James Bond fan.
Skyfall.
Daniel Craig James Bond, and she did the song for that, and
she
I
got
fell in love.
15 Grammys, man.
I love her.
Past amazing. She's still young. I don't even think she's 31.
Well,
so.
Her boyfriend, are they engaged yet? Fiance, whatever. Rich Paul.
Just say boyfriend.
We'll say boyfriend. So Rich Paul loves her too, obviously,
Yes.
and cool little
34.
couple. And but she is pretty much, and Griff, you can break this thing down, but she pretty much, is she begging her husband or boyfriend to marry her before the holidays? Is this kind of an ultimatum type situation?
She has, I mean, all I hear is the ultimatum as a man. You know what I'm saying? She has said she wants to elope in Vegas. She don't want it to be a big deal. She just want to be married, just right now. But I have a problem with that because women are not supposed to be catching men. It's a man that's supposed to catch a female. The Bible says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. It doesn't say a girl that goes out and finds a man do anything. Know what I'm saying? I'm all for the pro woman and dude, but you're not asking me to marry you. I'm a whole man. Now I gotta look around and smile and go, I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you taking the man out of the whole thing? That's what make you a man. When you get on a knee and you say, will you be my wife?
So if
I already know what you're going to say.
If your girlfriend
right
asks you to marry her, you gonna take away the courage, the excitement in her heart that she just poured into you by asking you to marry her. Are you going to shut that down by saying, hey, this ain't right. Time out. Get up. Oh, no.
I'm absolutely going to hurt her feelings. That's the dumbest. You want to embarrass me? I'm gonna show you embarrassment.
You would do that?
But how many?
Ask me to marry. First of all, number one, I have never had a woman propose. Number two, I have made it clear in relationships that I've been in the past and present that I'm a whole dude. And in closing, yeah, I would tell her to get up. And no, I'm not going. And now, this relationship is over, right? You done asked me in the middle of the damn mall to marry you.
Dang,
first of all, it's mannish. I say it's mannish. I don't know how y'all.
So you didn't love her in the first place. If you would break up with her, just she asked you to marry her.
Yeah, obviously.
But how long?
We boyfriend girlfriend.
But
I don't
how
have
long
to love you like that.
But
yet.
how long have you been in a relationship with that particular person?
Oh, I don't know. He the one making up the hypothetical. I'm just saying for me.
Say you've been in a relationship for 3 years.
Too long. I would never be with somebody longer than 2 years and not.
But it's guys that do that, and we're probably
it's guys
with Adele.
that go harder than 2 years.
But probably what Adele is going through is
Ask
Rich Paul.
Ice-T.
Yeah, Rich Paul and her have been together for a long time.
I don't think it's been a couple years though.
I think it's been a couple. Yes, I think it's been a couple years.
They've been dating for a while.
Yeah, they've been dating for a while.
But she had just came out of a relationship. My thing is this, Adele, leave me alone.
But you know, a woman has emotions. When they fall in love, they feel like that's the man.
If you so want to get married, go marry somebody. That's what I would tell her.
Damn,
Rock.
man,
that's what I would tell her.
Damn, man.
Yeah, I'm hard on the female, dog.
Listen,
if we not married, and here go another thing that no woman want to hear. If I'm not married to you, yeah, I'm going to be dating because I'm dating to get married. That's the bottom line.
Okay, so you got phases with, like, okay, you meet a girl, y'all start dating, everything cool. Now, you got to have a conversation at some point in time about how serious.
They say,
thank
Griff,
you.
am I the
you.
only person you're dating? I go, no.
Okay, so when you get to the point of now you're the only person that,
and then you get wiped up.
Okay, so when
I'm doing like this. I'm separating. I'm saying, okay.
Okay, so you
Why you laughing, dog?
you're confusing me, man. Cause
What you mean?
but I see you got a game plan because you're in dating mode. While you're in dating mode,
I'm trying to see what's out here.
okay, and you tell her that from start,
We're dating,
and you're okay if she does the same thing.
I don't care what you do with your soul.
Okay,
You did
cool.
this with your wife.
No, he talking about a
No,
girlfriend.
You
no.
started dating your wife
Wife. Let's
first.
go with your wife. Let's go.
Before you wifed her up, you were dating.
How long were you dating your wife?
for 2 years.
Okay, she never came to you and said, "Hey, what are we doing here? Are we going somewhere with this?" You never had that
because I already had a plan.
All right, so hold on.
without you telling her that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get okay, we don't want to stir nothing up.
You ain't starting no argument.
Okay,
It's all
so
good.
you dated her for 2 years.
Yes.
The entire 2 years, she understood that you're still dating other people if you wanted to.
I understood that I was dating other
Be careful
people.
now.
I understood
You're
that.
gonna step into it.
But here go
But what is
all
she
that
thinking?
matters.
But
Huh?
hold on, what is she thinking?
This is, and then see if she wanted, I'm going to talk to you like if you was her asking me this right now. I married you. What is we talking about? I don't remember nobody.
But
I'm just married to you.
You dodging the question, Griff.
Yeah.
The
you
2
damn
years. There you go.
I'm a man. Okay. I'm about to take the garbage out, babe. I love you. I'll talk to you in a minute.
On that note, doggone it, Rich Paul, marry Adele, man. Marry that
He
woman.
needs to marry. And I don't. I mean, I'm sure everybody in this room has gone through that. I know what you're saying. I dated my wife. Whatever y'all want to think. I dated my wife for 2 years. Hold on. Hold on.
Got no wife.
No, yes I do, man. Yes I do. I have a wife. I dated her for 2 years, and I used to pick her up from work. Okay, I'm giving you the story.
Okay, go ahead.
You don't
Okay.
believe nothing.
Oh my
dog.
God, I'm trying to give you the story. In 2 years, it was like maybe I already had in my mind when I wanted to get married. But I think just like with Rich Paul, we're always looking for that perfect time.
Right.
All of us as guys are looking for that perfect time.
Yeah.
And it's not a perfect time to get married. I mean, yeah, you want your money stacked up, want your paper there.
Not perfect like that. You just saying perfect. This the one. So go ahead, finish.
Yeah, but I'm talking about money wise, so you can get it because a woman always looking for a beautiful wedding and all
Not
that
all
kind of
women.
stuff.
Not all of them. And I like a woman who got money already.
She don't want to be the Adele wants something simple.
Adele saying, let's go to Vegas and let
I mean, she
Elvis
said
marry
elope.
us, dog.
She said elope.
Right.
But just-
$40.
But just like when I picked up my wife one day, I picked her up from work one day, and
Like you picked her up physically or in the car?
She picked
up in the
him
car.
up, put him in the booster chair, and then he said, I think I'm going to marry you. You my favorite
you can't
babysitter.
be serious with these guys.
I can't.
You can't.
You hurt me good. You walk me good.
You can't.
I learned how to eat soup.
Somebody, he's up on her shoulder. he said, "Will you marry me?"
I think I'm gonna marry you. You hold me on your neck.
So
You hold me on your neck.
I
You
can't be
push me in
serious.
your
I
clay.
can't.
You pull me in a wheelbarrow. I got a red wagon.
Can I tell my story now?
Okay.
She pushing this. Super
Don't
David.
egg him on,
Man, I'm
man.
thinking he doing this.
Swinging the feet.
I'm
Don't do that.
I'm on your steering wheel. I love it. I love it.
Okay, all right.
All right, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
So
Doc.
y'all dated for 2 years,
So I
and
picked-
one day you picked her up.
I picked her up from work, and
boom.
I had the music going. I had my Prince playing in the background, just like a normal time when I pick up.
Right.
But she did the one thing that I know I was in trouble on. All right, like I said, I already had in my mind that when I wanted to get married.
Right.
So what you mean? You was like, I'm gonna get married next year, and you knew it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
knew it. I never talked to her
Of
about
course,
it.
you're not supposed to. Because the
That's
thing
what
is,
believe me.
exactly.
I'm
So,
with you on
but
that part.
she turned the music down.
Oh.
Oh,
And
she
that's
hit
when I
you.
started
Look,
sweating.
I'm scared for him now too. Oh, when the music went down, dog.
I started sweating.
Was it
because-
a little red Corvette? Was that what was on when you?
No, a door was on. Prince, a door.
Oh, you was trying to be sexy, and she said, "Miss me with this sexy." And what she said?
She
What you
said-
gonna do?
She said, "We need to talk." You know, when they do that, when they say that,
Yeah.
you're definitely in trouble. I said, "Oh God, what we finna do now?" I started praying because I didn't know where we were going with this. But she said something about, "So what are we doing here?" I said, "What do you mean? What are we doing here?" She said, "Where is this going?" I said,
She hit you flat out.
"Oh yeah, I was flat out. I was flat out." And I had no response because I knew exactly when I wanted to do it.
Right.
but I don't want to be pressured into it either.
Right.
I want to do it still on my time.
So what'd you say? We doing what up? You turned into a dude, or did you just?
I said right now we're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. We dating, we having fun. We'll see where it goes. I said I'm only with you, and you're only with me. And I said I'll let you know when it's time.
Right.
But right now it's not time.
But I like that answer instead of being mad and defensive.
Yeah, I wasn't mad.
I love that.
That's why
response.
I prayed. That's why I prayed. That's why I
But
prayed.
it's funny because my wife now, she didn't turn the music down and tell me, but one day she said, you know, I'm not just a girlfriend, right?
I told you that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Everybody goes
But
through
you can't
this.
be mad at no woman. I think that say a lot about it. But she didn't know when she told me that.
Yes.
I had bought the ring like 7 weeks ago.
I did the same
was
thing.
saving
I
it.
did the same thing.
But then I went to her house. It was her birthday or something. I went to her house, and like 7 members of her family was like, "Can we talk to you outside?"
Yeah, dog.
I said, "What's happening?" They was like, "You know, you taking her out of Louisville and Texas." And so I'm showing them the video of the ring, and they was like, "Oh my God!" Okay. So everybody knew except her, and I liked it.
Right.
I was like,
the only person that knew with me was my mother
right.
and my father.
Right.
My mother went with me to get the ring.
Oh, nice.
So make sure I picked the right one. Because I never did this before.
How did you do it? Let's talk about that, because when I went before to find out what kind of ring she liked, I said, "Hey, let's go to a ring place." Now, you got to be very clever with taking a woman to an engagement ring store,
you're
because
asking for trouble.
the people that it ain't even your intentions, because my intentions is I just need to know her ring size, because I've been trying to put a ring around her, a little string around while she's sleeping, and I can't get the right size. Plus she got a little itty bitty hand that don't make no sense.
Right.
So I go. It's the people who work at the engagement ring place who like, oh, okay, I see the happiness. I see you. You need to look at these rings. I'm like, slow down. We just here to look.
Well, it's called paying attention to details when you're shopping at jewelry stores with your girlfriend, wife, whoever you dating, and she starts trying on just random rings. I don't care if it's at James Avery.
Yes.
It could be it could be Walmart.
Right.
Oh, this is a cool little, I like this little ring for an accessory.
Make a quick look over there. Just look at the hand.
Find out what the size that doggone thing is. That
I
way,
did the same thing you did. What you talking about? Yes.
Yeah. So I will pay attention to little bitty things like that. So I said, okay, I got a ring size now. So when I got ready for that point, I ain't had to worry about taking her to a store. I can keep it a secret, because same thing. I knew when I knew, and I didn't want her to have any kind of ideas. I didn't want her to have no feelings. I really wanted to surprise her.
Got it.
And I did, and I surprised her on her birthday. And that's
well,
when
I think when you take them to the ring place, then the anticipation just be, is it tonight?
Right.
No, it's just a hockey game. Is it tonight? No.
I'm still trying to figure out, how do you shop for an imaginary wife though?
Wow. I have a wife.
How do you know what size ring to
told
get?
the
What
truth
size
about.
ring she wear, dog?
I don't remember the size. Griff, it's
When her
been-
birthday, dog?
It's in August.
August what, dog?
I don't know if I should tell you, because then
What she do for a living, man?
she works for a lot.
Where's she from originally?
She's from Dallas.
What's
What
her
part?
name,
What high
dog?
school she
Let's
went
start
to,
simple.
dog?
What's her name?
Ebony.
He just made that up, ladies and gentlemen. You
didn't.
a lie, dog.
Oh my God!
Did you see the camera? Hold on. Can we rewind that or something? Did you see his face? That's your wife's name is Ebony?
Ebony. Yes.
Ebony Robinson.
Because I get nervous when I tell y'all this stuff, because I think y'all gonna do some research.
But then now we can start saying when you with Ebony, Dave,
Thank
if that's
you.
her
All right
name.
then. Yes. Say
Is
her
that
name.
her name?
That's her name for real.
Who was the monkey? That's what everybody want to know. What's the monkey name, dog? Like, for the people that's new to the podcast,
Go back.
One day, we was live. We was and Rock T had his beautiful wife. I had my beautiful wife. And Dave said, "Man, I see all the wives this here. I'll be right back. Let me go get mine." And this joker came back with a whole monkey stuffed animal, man, and we lost it.
Tell the story. No, tell the truth. Y'all bullied me. Y'all put pressure on me. Where's your wife? Where's your wife? Then y'all wives will say the same
because
thing.
our wives is all saying, hey, at this point, it ain't funny no more. Like, where is your wife saying like for? Hey,
Crystal's
man,
like,
if I
the
was
super
his
dad
wife,
really
I
have a
would
wife?
feel ...
Right.
And I'm sick of my wife saying, y'all need to leave Dave alone because obviously he don't have a wife, and it ain't. I said, babe, you can't save him. If Dave want to have a pretend wife and stretch it out and show us imaginary kids pictures in frames, that's his business.
I have a wife. I've gone through everything that Rich Paul is going through right now.
Oh, did you?
Yes, and I'm telling you, it is
So
a
how
window.
long was y'all married for reals from, or how long were y'all dating before you asked them?
2
to marry you?
years. I'm saying
2
it's
years,
a
okay.
window.
Nice.
When I hear
What
other
about you,
people,
Rock?
when I hear other people say it's been 5 to 10 years,
I be laughing
I was like,
at that,
where
dog.
they do that at?
Where they do that at?
Where they do that at? Because I don't.
Wait a minute, hold on. Rock ain't saying nothing. You one of them 5-year boyfriends?
Man, we dated. I proposed to her before less than a year.
Damn.
Nice.
Like,
That's how you
she
know.
was
no.
one. She was one of the. You know,
You
she
can't
was
be mad at that.
like-
I'd be waiting for the year, and at the year mark, I'd be like,
Hey,
it ain't her.
When you look up,
like, you gotta keep it real with yourself.
been there before too.
Yeah,
Been there before.
Like, I feel like it should be, but it ain't her.
But I knew it was my wife.
Man,
I did, and I'm pretty sure you did it within a year.
Crystal was like one of them things. It was almost love at first sight, bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
happy. And y'all been together how long?
16 years.
I'm all for that.
Yes, indeed.
I'm a fan of that, dog.
14 years for me, and whatever y'all.
See, I don't believe,
I know you're not
dog.
talking.
I feel like you just picked a number close to Rock's just now, dog.
I could have picked a number close to your mama's number.
And then at least my mama had got a real husband. At least she out here on paper. You understand me?
On that note, we're going to move to college football. We're going to talk about congratulations to quarterback Caleb Williams.
Yes.
USC wins the Heisman Trophy. Well deserved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He had the most yards. I love his poise. I love what he's saying. I think he's the fourth youngest because he's only 20 and some months. But I love how he believed in his coach. And I think a big shout out to all the coaches that listen to our show. You guys are a tremendous impact in these young men and young women's lives. One of my sons, Julian, is his 7-year-old son basketball coach, and he was so livid the other day. I said, what's the matter? Steph Curry destroyed the game. I said, what happened? You got all these little kids trying to shoot half-court shots, and I said, so then you become a coach and you teach them the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And I like how he was like, oh, yeah, that's good. But coaches, y'all are dads. Y'all are counselors. Y'all are extended family members. And shout out to all the coaches. So I think what Lincoln Riley did and his belief in Lincoln Riley got in that Heisman.
He's a factory. That guy he can't coach a defense. They never have a defense.
I like how he'd be like, that ain't my part.
Right. That's not his part. It's not his part.
That ain't my part.
But if you want to win a national championship,
you got to
have balance.
You got to be overrun.
And I've seen it at Oklahoma, and we saw it our first year at USC. It's been the same problem. And I preached it all season long. I said, they're gonna give you the numbers as far as, and Caleb is a beast out there as
He's
a quarterback.
special, dog.
He's special.
Yeah.
But Lincoln has the plays for him, but the worst part is
it don't matter if you're special and your defense is garbage.
if you're scoring 40 something, if you're scoring 40 points a game, but your defense giving up 45, that's still a factor.
You're right. No,
you got to be able to stop somebody.
I mean, the dude won.
He deserved it.
Yeah, he won the Heisman.
He's the best college football player as far as quarterback out there.
No, because they gave the Davey O'Brien Award, which is the best college football quarterback, to Dugan.
Yeah,
TCU.
Duggan.
Yes, sir. He won. What's his name? Won the Maxwell and the other one, best player and everything. But he ain't with the Davey O'Brien. Is kind of what you want. So that's a big deal to Duggan.
Yeah, well, I want that Heisman.
Exactly. That's what everybody wants.
Heisman.
All them Lombardis and Biletnikoffs.
All the Davey O'Brien.
We have all that.
Like people,
Doak Walker.
We forget about those.
Yeah.
But we never forget what the Heisman is.
Yeah.
So give me that doggone Heisman.
You're right. You're right.
Let's go into the transfer portal. So
he's the fourth USC player to win. Carson Palmer,
Bush, and
Reggie
Liner.
Bush, and Matt Leinart. Yep.
So transfer portal.
I know he's gonna go to this.
Of course, I'm gonna go to it because I know, especially you.
So for someone who is like, man, I'm learning all my sports and stuff from Rock T, Super Dave, and Griff. Explain the transfer portal in college football right now.
Okay, so the way the transfer portal is now in college football is it's like an example of, let's say if I'm a professional athlete and the end of my contract is over, I can, before I sign my new contract with my current team, I can become a free agent, and I can go to other teams to take interviews to see, okay, well, maybe I want to try a new team, and maybe I want to sign a new contract with another team. I'm a free agent. I can explore other teams. The transfer portal in college football is that. Like, I'm currently playing for a college football team. Maybe I'm second or third string, and I'm not playing, and I think I should be. So guess what? I want to transfer to another school. I'm going to put my name in the portal. So all these schools can look in the portal and see all these
who's in
free agent type college players.
Understood.
I want Rocky Turner. He's no longer at Michigan. He's in the portal now, and I want to bring him over here to Colorado so I can play with Deion Primetime Sanders. So because of that is what I've always said. Because of the transfer portal at the state it is right now, it's going to level the playing field. So now the Alabamas of the world, the Georgias of the world, the Clemsons and the Ohio States, all the usual suspects that we see that's playing for college football playoffs every single year is going to start seeing new teams.
But before the transfer portal, correct me if I'm wrong, before the transfer portal, if you played for Georgia and you went to Northwestern,
right?
Wouldn't you have to wouldn't you not play a season?
Yeah. That was the old rules. If you transferred, you had to sit out a whole season.
Exactly.
But now you can play that next season. I think if you have a certain amount of games played, if you're over that limit, then you lose that year of eligibility.
Understood. So instead of still being a junior at the new school, then you would automatically be a senior, but you still could transfer.
Absolutely.
You explained that well.
And that's what's happening right now. So back to my point.
I'm ready for your point.
The transfer portal, Super Dave, is leveling the playing field. Yes or no? Are you up to speed on that yet? Because at first you disagreed.
I'm still disagreeing with you. It does not rock. It ain't just. It's guys. I love the way you explained everything just a few seconds ago. But at the end of the day, those players you're talking about, some of those players are getting pushed out by some of those coaches. Just like Deion said to the guys when he first got to Colorado. Mm-hmm. Y'all probably need to get in the transfer portal. Man. Because if you want opportunity to play, every guy wants an opportunity to play. Just like Rattler from Oklahoma last season. Where'd he end up? In South Carolina.
Absolutely.
Because he lost his job to Caleb.
Yep. And he was extremely efficient.
Right.
He beat Clemson.
He was efficient toward the end, but he was inconsistent. Caleb was the better quarterback.
He was inconsistent in Oklahoma. Is why he got replaced.
Go ahead. But he got a chance to go into the transfer portal and go pick out a school or find a school that's right for him. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to level the playing field because you still got to go out and recruit players.
Right.
And once you recruit your top classes like Alabama, A&M, Texas, bring all those schools, they're getting those guys. But if those guys don't fit their program, you push them out or they want to leave. I don't think some of those guys are not. Some of those guys don't deserve to be in college football, and that's what Deion is saying.
I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the top dogs.
All the top dogs are still with some of the major teams, man.
Yeah, but there's a lot of top dogs that are also in the portal.
And you go out there and get, and that's fine. You go out there and get them.
Let's start with Alabama.
Okay.
Alabama,
but no one's going to leave. Okay, so if you don't start at Alabama, then you say I want to go to Cincinnati, and then somebody is saying, "Oh, we got the left tackle that didn't play at Alabama, but he's
absolutely.
still."
It happens all the time.
Okay,
it happens all the time.
He wants to play. I understand that.
It happens all the time.
He wants to play.
Sometimes the second and third string position at that position is better than the starting quarterback.
Agreed.
I mean, look what happened with Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, now Jalen Hurts is doing his thing in the NFL, but at one point in time,
a whole different level.
Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen lost his starting position to him in college football.
But
that's why Jalen said, "Well, I'm going to transfer to Oklahoma." But so my point is this: there's a whole bunch of different players just like that example.
That's fine.
Deion Sanders with Colorado. I kept telling you guys it ain't gonna take long for him to turn that program around because of the portal.
We haven't seen anything yet, but you keep saying turn what around? Just because he get a few guys. I want to see him play on the football field because A&M ended up with what? The top-notch recruiting class last season.
The best,
and where were they at the end of the season? They were trash. They were garbage.
But look where they playing. Look at conference they playing in.
It don't matter.
Come on, man. You gotta implement that into your conversation.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
At the beginning of the season, you said A&M, #1 recruiting class. Watch what they do.
No, I said A&M, watch what they do against Alabama. That's all I said. That was my only
point. And they still
point.
lost against Alabama, right?
Yeah, but they played a hell of a freaking game. Almost beat them. Griff, come on, dog.
They did.
Come on, dog.
Right?
You're right. You're right.
Almost
So, but
Deion,
Colorado's in the Pac-12, bro. He ain't in the SEC. It ain't going to be hard for Colorado with the portal and with Deion being able to recruit because people. What's that one player that just decommitted? He got one of the top running backs.
Edwards,
one of the top running backs in the country. Decommitted from where?
Notre Dame.
Okay, he committed to Notre Dame. Deion says, I'm going to coach at Colorado. So now that same running back is saying, deuces, Notre Dame, I want to go play with Prime. That's going to continue to happen.
But that's going to happen everywhere. Not just there.
Exactly, which is why I said it's leveling.
I'm saying,
you just making my point.
No, but that's
it's
been going on
leveling
for
the playing
years. But it's been going on for years. You saw it with Jalen Hurts. You saw it with Kyler Murray. He came from A&M, went to Oklahoma. It's been happening for years. It don't matter.
But it's times 10 now, though. Because now you got to add. Because now you add the NIL part. Now you got to add the NIL part.
I also think you get watered down players. I know you get some top notch players in there, but I also get a lot of watered down players.
It don't matter. I would rather take.
Yeah, but I would take me a watered down who want it.
I would take a top notch. I would take 2 watered down players for 1 top notch player any day of the week.
I don't think it's going to even the playing field.
Yeah, sure it is. It's already happening.
No, I think we'll see when the season starts because I understand, and Deion, I like what he does as far as media-wise because he's put it out there. They got this guy. They got this guy. You're paying attention to that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, Alabama's still doing what they're doing. Texas is still doing what they're doing. Texas A&M, even though they didn't play well this season, they're still doing what they're doing. USC, they're going to keep recruiting. They're going to keep going into the transfer portal. They're going to keep getting players. But they're going to be 2-3 steps ahead of what Deion's doing right now.
I don't know, bro. When I say my definition of leveling the playing field is a lot of these other universities are going to be able to now compete against the Alabamas and the Georgias and Ohio State because there's more.
Who though? Who? I want to hear who for real? South Carolina. They beat Clemson.
TCU. Doggone it,
Y'all got to put some respect on TCU name. You've been saying that for the last 10 weeks.
It's going to slowly but surely. I'm telling you, man, Colorado's about to become a powerhouse because of Deion.
We're not going to do that Colorado thing right now.
Colorado is going to be a powerhouse.
Powerhouse is so strong.
No, it's not. No, it's not. In due time, dude, within the next 3 to 5 years, yes.
What's in due time? How many years?
I told y'all last week, 3 to 5 years. They're gonna be they're gonna move from the bottom.
So you saying Colorado, who is garbage, and let's all agree.
What did I say?
Absolutely garbage. No, are they garbage?
They're garbage.
Are they garbage?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think a powerhouse, as a diehard Michigan fan, I'll even say Alabama first, Ohio State,
Georgia.
True.
Those are powerhouses.
True.
Horrible Colorado gonna be one of those?
Yes. Because now they're going to get those.
Almost called.
They're going to get those same type players that's at Alabama. That's at Georgia.
Did you see the conference room, the size of them young men that was in that room, dog?
I'm not talking about now.
He's talking about the transfer portal and what he's recruiting.
Yes.
I understand. I still don't believe it. I'm just letting you know what he's saying.
Why can't you see that? That's easy.
I'm telling you, we see it. I see it. I don't agree with you.
Those same type players that go to
agree with you.
Those same type players that go to Alabama, they go to Michigan, they go to Georgia. They're going to start.
Everybody know Deion won. First of all, the Colorado University said we ain't know how we gonna pay Deion, but we going to. Deion want to go to Florida State. We all said that. So how long is Deion going to be around powerhousing?
It doesn't matter. While he's in Colorado, until he leaves, if he leaves to go to Florida State, while he's there, he's going to do the same thing that happened in freaking Jackson State.
Okay, we got to go.
We
got to go now.
They're going to recruit them doggone powerhouse players to build a powerhouse program that's going to be in the same conversation as the Alabamas, the Michigans, and the Georgias, and the Clemsons, and all that over the next 3 to 5 years.
Here's the conversation Colorado is in right now. Garbage, sanitation, janitor, bottom of the bucket. No one, Michigan didn't turn around like that. You a Michigan fan? Nobody, Colorado is a horrible example that you're using, and I believe in your sports genius. They're just a horrible. You can't, if you're going to say a turnaround powerhouse, use somebody like South Carolina that's working their way up. Use somebody like Tennessee that could be a powerhouse. But you're going straight to the worst team in all of college. 120-something teams, number 111.
Which is why the transfer portal is so freaking important, bro. Because now with that portal, you can get those players now. You ain't got to wait for a player to develop until he's a junior to become good, to be on that level. You can go get those players now. Those players are putting their name in the portal because they want to go.
I'm not disagreeing with you on the portal part.
Why y'all finding it so hard to believe? Over the next 3 to 5
but you're
over 3 to 5 years.
You're overhyping.
You're acting like I'm saying, next year he's going to be in the college football playoff. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is over the next 3 to 5 years with the portal and with his recruiting because of who he is, he's going to get them top players to make Colorado.
He's going to make Colorado better than they are. But guess what? Another game win makes them better than what they are already. And this powerhouse word, I just don't want you throwing around powerhouse.
You know when you use great superstars, you're doing that same way.
Superstar,
I don't like great either.
Like you got to be easy. Hold tight. You all people got to be easy with powerhouse.
No, listen.
I know when you look over here, you see greatness. That's the first thing that comes to your head. But come on, man.
Listen,
just hold tight.
I'm the first person.
Believe he married, then we gonna believe Colorado is a powerhouse dog.
I'm not saying now. Listen to me.
No, we hear the 3 to 5 years.
Yeah,
okay,
but I just want to ask you. When I say 3 to 5 years, I say, Tennessee might be sweet in a minute. 3 to 5 years, Tennessee looking like that right now. Let me tell you something.
And that's Tennessee we're seeing now.
Tennessee that we're seeing now.
Let me tell you something.
You didn't say that last season, year before. You didn't say that about Tennessee. Okay, then.
Then you got teams like Notre Dame. Man, Notre Dame could be a powerhouse in 3 to 5 seasons. USC. But I don't say, dog, I'm not going to say Colorado, dog. I'm not when Utah, USC, Oregon, even
UCLA.
Oregon State, dog, Washington,
go down the list,
Stanford,
man. Tell them.
Okay.
Cal.
All those teams you just named, right?
Yes.
You're a star football player coming out of high school.
Yes.
All those teams recruited you.
I want to go to USC and get a Heisman.
They all recruited you.
Yes.
Now Deion comes and say, "Hey Griff, I want you at Colorado to be my starting whatever position you play."
Well, Deion, I don't know if I want to get beat up behind this raggedy line.
Oh, by the way, you're not, because we went out and got 3 of the top 10 offensive linemen in the country. Here they are.
That's awesome, committed. Coach Prime. Now I don't want my right side getting beat up the rest of my life.
Now we went to the portal and got these 3. 2 of them came from Alabama. 1 came from Georgia.
Hey, Coach, somebody's on my phone. Let me call you back.
See, Rock, that's the problem.
Come on, man.
I know we got to move away from this.
Talking about when it comes to this.
Here, and then let's skip all the skipping. How many young people know who Deion is? It's grown people. We 50. It's grown people who don't know who Deion is for reals. Now how advanced are these kids in high school? They not out here saying, "Man, I want to be like Deion when he was." They don't.
Now they are. How many young people know who Michael Jordan is?
Yeah, but
all of them wearing the shoes. YouTube, social media. I promise you these young kids, this young generation, know who Deion Sanders is right now. Especially everything that just happened over the last 3 years at Jackson State. He's everywhere. So if I'm a young kid.
Here go the young kid that got asked to go to USC, Michigan. And, homie, we are not Jackson State. We got water. We got a field. We got a practice squad. Don't compare. Stop. Let's stop. The Jackson State comparison got to stop.
But now
he's really got to stop because there's better HBCU programs than Jackson State.
But let me tell you something. Now he's at Colorado. the facilities
And
at
we seen it.
Colorado
We know.
is better than some. It's like some NFL doggone
Yes,
facilities.
they are. Yes, they are.
So now he's got not only is his name and his reputation.
He needs
now he's
talent.
got
He needs talent, Rob.
He's gonna get it.
That's
Rob.
why I can't even
Move on
argue
to the
about
next-
it.
move-
That's why I
move
can't
on to the
argue
next
because
story, man.
we get stuck on this and he goes crazy.
Let's move on. Move on.
Talent wins.
He's gonna get the talent. Fool.
Talent wins.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk NFL and get ready to wrap this episode up, man. I'm gonna start off with my Detroit Lions, baby. Started off the season 1-6, won 5 of our last 6 games. This is not a team that anybody want to face in the playoffs. I guarantee you, because we ain't got nothing to lose. We ain't been in the playoffs since 2016. It is what it is.
I love the moppings of Minnesota and Green Bay and
on.
Chicago. It's special.
Detroit,
they doing something
we
special,
going to the
man.
playoffs.
They
I'm
doing
done.
something special.
Let's go. Go Lions.
That's why it's hard for me to root for either one of you guys' teams.
Why?
Because just like he overhyped Detroit.
You can't underhype it.
No,
listen,
I
Cowboy fan
like-
that's always doing good.
I
we
like
got teams that suck.
I like Detroit.
regularly.
I like Detroit. I told you I like Detroit at the beginning because I like Dan
I like the
Campbell.
coach. I like the
Campbell.
coaches. I like who he brought on.
Aaron Glenn is a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing. They're building something there.
Randall L is over
Come on.
somebody. Yeah.
When I saw this yesterday, I thought about Rock. I said, I think Seattle lost yesterday.
Yes, they did.
And it moved Detroit closer to maybe getting a playoff spot.
Yes, sir.
And the way they're playing right now and the way they're putting up points in the game,
Yes, sir.
they may get that last and final playoff spot.
They gonna get it.
They might be coming. They might go into a wild
Meanwhile,
card team.
be happy for him. The Raiders let down the whole world
Let's get-
on
that- now
Thursday.
let's get down
dog.
the trash. You're
That
talking
game
about
was
Colorado.
first of all, Baker Mayfield don't even know where he lives.
He got off
let
the plane.
alone a playbook.
He got off the plane.
Walked them boys with 1 minute and 3 seconds left.
That's
We
embarrassing.
got the best special teams kicker in the whole NFL. Kicked that thing to the 2 with 1 minute and 3 seconds left. Kick that thing to the 2-yard line, which means they got to go 98 yards, and Baker Mayfield walked them boys down the field. Now, it was a lot of, and I ain't even one that's going to say the refs was out there. Oh, no, it was a lot of, all of a sudden, the Raiders wanted to pass interference and a couple pass interferences. So that game just that hurt my soul, dog.
Threw a couple of interceptions in that game too.
Oh, no, he threw one in the end zone and then one with no time left. Like Derek Carr, I promise you, after this season, I can't vouch for him no more. I'm done. 10 years, I've been all behind him.
Oh man, what?
And the Eagles is 12-1.
Yes, sir.
They're for real.
I love the gear that Jalen Hurts went into. He said it before the season started. I'm training different. I'm eating different. I'm learning. I'm studying. And when you got somebody that does something like that, that's special.
It's hard for me to sit up here and criticize Jalen. I'm a Cowboy fan.
Right.
I hate the Eagles.
Of course.
That's the one team I really.
You're supposed to.
But I love Jalen Hurts for what he did at Alabama, what he did at Oklahoma, and how he came into the league. And with all the criticism going,
I mean,
is
they
he a
was hating
quarterback?
on him.
They were
He
hating on
too
this
small.
guy.
He don't have it. Whoa,
Right
whoa,
now,
whoa.
he's my leading candidate to win the MVP.
Who's your second? Like right now?
My second would be Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
It would
agree.
be in that order.
I agree.
I mean, when you look at the record,
You look at the record, yeah,
12
record
and
hands
1,
down.
and then you look at he only has 3 interceptions this season.
Yeah.
22
Now,
touchdowns.
that's the part that
That's
impressed me.
22
special,
touchdowns.
dog.
Because all the way up until week 10, I love Jalen Hurts, but I just still
It was
don't
always
think
a butt. It was a butt.
it was
there.
always a butt.
It was always
a
a
butt. I
butt.
said, I'm not all the way sold yet. And then I said, let me check his stats. And I was seeing 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, this dude is.
No, he locked in.
He's locked in.
He's locked in.
So this 12-1 record is real.
It's not a fluke. It's not fluky. And the city of Philadelphia, it's a special time for him right now. I don't see them going in the first. Well, they're going to obviously get a bye, but I don't see them going into the second round just losing to somebody. Like, you're going to have to really bring it.
I don't see him making it to the Super Bowl. I will say that.
Yeah, I can see the Cowboys beating them because if the Cowboys do the one thing they didn't do against the Houston Texans, which is
First of all, that
half,
game was hard to look at.
it was
dog,
hard to
and
look
then
at
they
because
gonna win in the end.
the Cowboys came in thinking it was a 17.5 point spread.
Yeah.
And the whole point was let's go ahead and blow these guys out at the beginning. So they're doing what they shouldn't be doing, throwing the ball.
Right.
And then you get Dak in situations where he's throwing 2 interceptions in the first half. To me, what you want to do is you got a killer, 2 killers at running back.
You slow it down on them, dog.
And you run
time waste.
the ball.
Absolutely.
You run
Stick
the
it
ball.
up the middle. Why is we
it-
talking about throwing on a 4-yard line?
And
Stick it up the middle.
It opens up the play action, which they're amazing at.
The
That's when they
action,
run it
the
first.
play action hurt with Dallas because you can lose both ways.
Well,
Yes.
no, when you run first though,
When
the
you
play
run
action
first,
is
exactly.
amazing. When
absolutely.
when they do
the
it
whole
right,
defense step up first.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the part that it's going to kill me with the Cowboys. I say they can't beat the Philadelphia Eagles because even with Rush playing, Cooper Rush playing during the regular season,
Right.
when Dak was out, I mean, they came back in that second half by running the ball.
Yeah.
I think that is your key ingredient of winning if you want to get to the Super Bowl,
Absolutely.
by running the ball.
Absolutely.
I don't see. I mean, other than that, man, it was Tampa. Oh, Tampa Bay got it.
Mr. Irrelevant.
You are
Brock.
what your records say you
And
are.
they still number 1, and they only got 6 wins.
They still gonna
that
mess around.
division. The Panthers
horrible.
could win that division,
Right.
dog. If they
It's
win
horrible.
3 games, dog.
It's
If we
horrible.
thought that division was the Cowboys, Redskins,
Right.
or the Commanders, excuse me, we thought y'all was that division. But I see the Saints coming out that division still.
I still see Tom Brady. I'm not going against him, but they don't have
He
a
took
running.
a bad one. I ain't
Well, they don't have a
understand
running
that
game.
yesterday.
They don't have a running game, and they don't have their defense is shaky, and that's where Todd Bowles is supposed to be great at. The defense is supposed to be able to stop somebody. You let what's his name, Brock Purdy, come in yesterday
Brock Purdy.
me
on a
tell you.
Sunday and kill you like he did.
You know what I mean?
Kill you. I mean, he the only quarterback in NFL history to beat Tom Brady in his first start.
Do you know who he
Tom
remind
Brady
me of?
gonna remember Brock Purdy for the rest of his life.
He's
Do you
waking
remember-
up thinking about him.
Do you remember? Do you
Dreaming
know
about
who
him.
he reminds me of?
Who?
Freaking Tony Romo.
Now let's
Brock
slow
Purdy
down.
remind me of Tony Romo.
In one game, you the Tony Romo fan.
Come on, Dave.
I'm gonna put
Come
it
on,
on
Dave.
you.
Talk to me, Dave.
Brock Purdy give you Tony Romo vibes, homie?
Because he plays a little bit of street ball and he's not thinking
We
about.
only seen him play a game.
No,
anymore.
And he's
I didn't say he was
fearless.
Tom. I didn't say he was Tom. I
He
didn't say
wasn't
fearless.
no punk. I love
Fearless.
it
And
now.
that's,
Punk
he wasn't.
spirit.
I'm not saying he's Tony Romo, but I can see some traits that Tony Romo has.
mad at
I can
that.
see that with Purdy right now.
Not mad
But he has a long way to go. There's only one game.
On that note, deuces. It's about that time to wrap up. I hate the homies, man. Episode number 30. Appreciate you guys. Continue to download, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Keep the 5-star reviews coming through. We love y'all. My name is Rock T.
My name is Griff, the first homie. I love these homies, but I hate the homies.
And my name is Super Dave. I am the greatest. I am the man. I am the myth. I am the legend.
You a myth, all right, dog.
So is your wife.
Y'all myths. Y'all Mr. and Mrs. Myth.
But guess what?
We don't care.
Deuces.
I hate the homies.